the opponents claimed that the district-only voting cycle wasn't allowed to go through a full cycle. Well, we did have a cycle because we had an election. I ran in it, so I know we did. And I didn't, I was not supportive of district-only voting to begin with. I didn't vote for it, but I didn't realize the unintended consequences that were going to come from it. I really did not realize that what was going to happen was right away there was going to be this posturing and pandering where council members would say what they thought the people in their district wanted them to say, but not what people in other districts, like they wouldn't get interested in issues of that were only in certain districts. But what they didn't realize is because we are a county, if we vote for something that affects Custer, those same kind of rules are going to end up affecting the rest of the county because we are the county. It's the same part of, we're all part of the same county. So I don't think that was clear to people. I know it wasn't clear about this polarizing council members more than we already are. It was really weird. I always felt like I had a real good, they may not have felt it, but I felt I had a real good rapport with all the council members. Even if we debated and discussed and disagreed, I still felt I had a good rapport. When I would bring up issues, if it wasn't issues that affected their district, some of the council members, not all of them, but some of them, and it's more than it was 3 years ago, were not, I could see they weren't, they'll call me and didn't call me. And I was still working on issues outside of the 3rd district as well as the 3rd district, but I could see they didn't want to do that. That scares me a lot because people generally in Whatcom County do not move to an area dependent on if it's conservative or liberal. They move there for the quality of life. They move what they can afford and the quality of life they want. Those are the two main things that really have people move into certain areas. And I know you guys are Democrats, I'm an independent, but I respect both parties. And I understand that the Republicans especially have felt that this was a partisan issue, even though they say it's not. But there is no proof that any district is really mostly anything. You look at I'm looking at the 2nd district where Sam Crawford won. He didn't win by that much. So what that tells me is fine. He represents the majority of that area. But what about that super minority of that area? Who do they get to go to anymore? At least before, you could hope that other council members would have an ear open to you. But it's already changing and it's going to get worse. So I would rather take my chances out of 7 than out of 3, especially when it takes 7 to pass something. So I'm just, this is not for anything personal for me. It really isn't. I don't have anything to gain. I'm trying to think what I could possibly gain out of this. I don't have anything to gain out of it. And I'm the one who brought it forward. So their argument about that is it's just not accurate at all. I mean, I cannot speak about other council members' reasons for supporting this, to put it on the ballot. They may have totally different reasons. It doesn't matter what our motives were. It only matters the quality of what we have compared to what I think it would be better. And you guys, I do trust you folks to decide for yourself. I believe that's all I really want to see, is that you guys do get to decide for yourselves on this. Let's see, there's a couple more things. We got the voters pamphlet, which I had here, and I don't know if everybody's aware of this, but the county council is the most local legislative body for over half the population of Whatcom County. Well, maybe it's not that way anymore, but it's pretty darn close. We are also the most local legislative body for the entire county on pretty major issues like public health And, you know, that's one where we have to all bond together and work on solutions. So there is definitely a need for us to find ways to work more with each other rather than less. And this district-only voting has really, on the council, changed the dynamic quite a bit. I'm speaking as a council member. Like I said, it seemed to me there used to be more of a willingness for all council members to kind of work with each other. I don't see that as much anymore. And maybe it's just me. But maybe it's something I said, I don't know. But I still think it's really important that we don't allow our wonderful Whatcom County to be fractionalized. More, you know, that's exactly what's going on. I mean, it just seems weird to me. So I've been here 25 years, and it seems so strange to me that suddenly I'm just this part, and then there's this part, and then there's that part, rather than we're all part of Whatcom County. And one of the things that I did notice in the op-ed in opposition to what I was doing it was from someone who had been on the Charter Review Commission, who had also written the op-ed. And he said that this is not a good way to do government, because what this is going to do is going to allow people outside of your area to make decisions for you. Now, what is your area? My area is Whatcom County. It does boil down to what is your area. To me, I just see this whole county as one group of people. And I think my gut feeling is the people who were opposed to countywide voting, who wanted district-only voting, they are not in the majority anymore, and they wanted something to change it. Well, the irony is, when we first went to the charter countywide, the whole way it was done, they were in it. They were the ones who were pushing that. So brings me back to what I started off with. There is no shortcut to good government. And it's not about who is, you might not agree with me, but I believe it's not about, in the short term, who you can get into office. It's about, in the long term, what it means to the voters, what it means to the public, how disenfranchised they really are. And I ask people who supported that, I say, are you any better off in the last 3 years? And nobody says they are. So I don't see that it's done anything like what people were expecting. And I said, and furthermore, be careful what you wish for. I said, this county is becoming more liberal. And you may end up with the 2nd district being liberal. And then where do you go at all? Right. I mean, it's just, then are they going to come back with a different way to do government? I don't know. But it's not, there's no shortcut. And I would like to open up the questions, because I'm sure I left something out. Please ask me questions.